Hello, Rebel 3B. This is your week 5 recap, and I'm Rob Top, and I'm here with Matt. Hello, Matt.
Hello.
How are you, mate? You good? Are you loving
I'm
the
doing all
sun?
right. Yeah, it's been hot around. We've had to be leaving the windows open a lot at Cavalion Towers, which is certainly a thing. I know you've had the worst of it. For me, you're outside a bit more than I am.
Yeah, my job is I'm a roofer, and I'm just getting cooked day in, day out, and it's draining me, you could say. So hence this week my clips are not edited very well, unfortunately. I haven't had time. So they're going to be a bit longer. You might like it, you
Who
might not.
knows?
We'll
But we
see.
have had a scorching week in real life, and we have had some scorching games this week also, which I think we're about to go right into. I know normally I talk about like average TV across the division at this point, but I think I'm actually, especially going from some of the stuff that Hellenic, thank you very much. We appreciate all feedback. Hellenic brought up some like post-match analysis that we've got some room for improvement on. Not going to be able to get that fully in place for this week just because of tracking everything. So, but we're working on that as well. But it's going to take a bit more time. So I think it's also good to kind of cut down on some bits that aren't working. And I don't really think that the average TV really means anything. So we're going to get straight into the first match, which was something you can tell us about.
Yeah, the Hat-Tricks versus the Warriors of Coney Island. So 1,700 Chorfs versus 1,600 Chaos, who took a bribe.
Okay, so here we go.
So taking a bribe, 100 grand, is it worth it? Well, look at that kick straight away. Is right in the face. So we roll a push with your killer straight away. Does it work?
Well, that's
damn right it works.
That's your dreams. Oh, it's brought down with an Apo, but man, using an Apo that early is
scary, eh? Really scary. So you're turn 4 now, and they managed to secure the ball over on the right hand side, and they moved over to the left hand side.
Love me a juke.
The Chaos defense was pretty good actually, and
they got around the back of it.
As you see, they sort of brought people around. And it's worked. And they pinned all the Chorfs down. They took one of the Centaurs off just on a KO. And they're just in control of the game now.
I lost a match as Chaos Dwarves this week from just being out-bullied by strength players. It is certainly a thing that they can do.
Yeah, the 4+ pickup not quite coming off there. And now they're in trouble. So, still the first half. He picks the ball up.
That is a bold play, my friend.
He has got a bribe, but like, come on.
He has got the bribe. But no, you know what? If that's the player that can foul, that's the player that can foul.
Never miss an opportunity.
Yeah. Well, you've paid that 100 grand. I mean, there's a little bit of he was a little bit open there, but sometimes you got a potato.
Yeah,
ideally not with a rookie gore, but like you know,
it is the Chorf drive.
Yeah, so just be optimistic. Yeah, and it's low on speed, low on like time as well. So yeah, sure. If potato's the only chance you got to go with a rookie, just go for it. Let's see if it pans out.
But that movement 7 makes so much difference because he is way back in his own half with only 2 turns to go.
Movement 7.
You know,
is this not a rookie? I'm misreading it, or.
No. He was a movement 7 guy.
My mistake.
Yeah. So.
Hat-Tricks get that blitz,
and then, ouch! Ooh. All that hard work in the first half. So
Bull can get there too. Oh, Bull could get there without the blitz, but that will do.
Yeah. And as you say, like 2 KOs and 1 remove lead.
Oh, of course,
fair on that
side of things. Get the help blow there.
And with the rest of the team sort of tied up on the other side of the pitch, it was hard for the Chaos to recover. But they do.
That's an unfortunate sure hands fail there, but a good bounce, a handy bounce.
Yeah, so you'll see that the Chorfs have got both balls back on the pitch, and they've just got to try to maximise this, haven't they? You know, before the Chaos can cage up.
They've just got to start making those desperation plays. Just gum up the works.
Yeah. So another foul on the ball.
Down you go. Only a stun, but it's only turn 1. Well, of the second half.
Yeah. Because of the blitz, yeah. So he does manage to pick it up with the ball on a 4+, and
he had a reroll. As much as I do keep on saying, is 75% is not bad.
Don't feel like that all the time, though, does it?
Well, aces versus kings is only something like 83% in poker. You know, it's you've got to. Sometimes I do think Blood Bowl is about making best use of those kinds of percentages. Like,
yeah, totally. Yeah, totally. So, can the Chiefs stop the Chaos from scoring and losing this half, or can they get the ball off?
They've certainly got some time.
Yeah, but they've run out of players. It started getting a bit rough for the Chiefs. And the thing with them as well is they are easy to tie up, especially with some strength 4 players. So that's one of their downsides, as you probably know. So yeah, the blitz comes in.
Oh wow! No, I think so. I think they've stepped in front of the camera. I think that was. I think that was literally a model in the way. Because this game does not check. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
solid win for Chaos. I don't remember the prediction side of things, but I think that's a good win.
The Warriors, I don't think have been doing like bad, but they've been a slightly stalled start, perhaps, if I'm remembering correctly, which I might not be. So this is certainly a very valid win that they're going to be extremely happy about, and it seemed like everyone played relatively well.
Yeah, you got a blocker missing next game. But apart from that, you know, even though he uses Apo straight away, and that was that guy, you know, no further damage to his team, which was lucky for him.
Yeah. And so in terms of level ups, we've got Jonathan, Big Ball, Rembrandt, and Mercy. So if we're just going to have a quick look at the state of the hats at the end, we can see they are indeed missing their blocker for next game. Jonathan, Big Ball, taking block, as you can see up here.
Yeah. Got 8 SPP that game. He got the man of the match as well. Good. So lovely.
Next up, if we just have a quick look at the Warriors, they're coming in fresh as a daisy. Mercy getting that level up with block, and who was the other level up? Did I say there?
Rembrandt. It's his full
block. That is a nice ball carrying beast man. Taking the block late there, but it's certainly what you want. Getting a lovely double for dodge there would be fantastic. But the Warriors moving in strong for next week. Next up, talking about...
There's only 3 skills showing for Rembrandt there.
There's only 3 skills showing for Rembrandt. Yeah.
Yeah, there should be another one.
I see. Have I misread? Yeah. Let's go back down to Rembrandt. Yes, that is obviously still deciding. My mistake there. So okay. We don't know what it's been. A double dodge would be nice there. If not, what do you think would be good on a normal fend, perhaps?
Yeah, fend's okay, isn't it? Dodge is the dream, innit? He's got sure hands already. How about extra arms?
You know what? That's a bloody good call.
Yeah.
That's a bloody good call.
Yeah, or 2 hits.
But next up, we've been discussing a bit of a bash, and we have another one of our bashy teams here with the Grim Tail against the Proud Women, or the other way around. It should really be for the home and away match. Proud Women at 1790 TV. Grim Tail at 2320. Proud Women coming in with Roxana, a wizard, some babes, and an extra Apo, but a Grim Tail coming in with the +1 fame. So let's see how that went. Nurgle starting off with the kick there. High, allowing it's a very far kick there. Putting the Amazonian right back. Fails and does not go out, as I'm sure you would have wanted. Amazon's getting that starting line and immediately murdering a Rotter, just getting that slight advantage.
Good kill.
On the off. As we can see now, there's been some movement here at the start of the first half. Double skulls, not what you want, but a POW being found with the reroll just able to push back the Nurgle there as we've been keeping the ball back.
I see the beast is. Yeah, the beast is tying up 2 Amazons there.
Disturbing presence throw. It's a long one. Makes it.
Nice.
And away she goes. 4. Is it? Could it be?
She's out of range, yeah? Yeah, she stayed there. Or is she out of range?
Yes, we'll see. I believe it was relatively safe. There's only a warrior there. I think you can maybe get close. But just getting a little bit of extra space, running it in right at the end of the turn. Next up, we're same half as we see the Nurgle counter score. You see they've pushed down on the flank here. And we're seeing some blocks from the Beast of Nurgle, which is nice. The Nurgle, of course, kind of juking around a bit, trying to feel their way through the Amazonian defence, tying a lot of people up with those tentacles. And straight up, a big was
Oh, no.
well, the one that hit was the one who had the ball. It was certainly a packed kind of pitch around that area. But as we can see, we get a blitz to kind of get free, but the tentacles does fail. The Zons are able to just get some bodies around the ball at this point, which is really, well, kind of what you would hope for. Just able to get that single. Yeah. It's just this is an example of some unfortunate luck, as we had the tentacles fail. We had that there. We have Roxana. Oof. Oof. KOing on a go for it. This is just an example of some unfortunate chain bad rolls from the Proud Women there. But they have still got some tackle zones on the ball.
Big scatter.
Yeah, big scatter, and that's a good bounce. That's a great critical bounce of Proud Women at that point, and basically stopped the drive at that point. We're now looking at past the halfway point onto turn 12 as we see a very similar shaped drive from the Nurgle. A little bit less Amazons around after some big KO recoveries. Actually, no, this is after half time. So this is 9 versus 11. And you can see there has been some big KOs inflicted, and we will continue to see inflicted through this part. It's desperation. Oh! Look at that! That is an absolute desperation play. I'm sure Grimtail would be surprised to see that happening.
How'd you fall into 3 tackle zones? What's that? Is that
it's less than you'd want, but the ball is thrown immediately to a rotter, which the Grimtail were able to clear the road for. As we see, you can see all those KOs and the injuries there's really mounting up as this rotter is just able to. Get tripwired, but rerolls. And again, rerolls are good right into the corner. There were some big KO recoveries, so we're back to 10 versus 11. 10 Amazons here.
Roxana on the pitch. She ain't, is she?
I think. Yeah,
she's there.
Back at this point. Just perhaps can't see her. I think she's on the flank. I did record this yesterday, so I might have forgotten. As we see another unfortunate go for it here. As this Pestigore is able to nope. Absolutely not able to get through. This is a relatively early. This is kind of making up for some of those bad rolls from the Amazons before. That is an unfortunate KO as you were moving through. That was early as well. There was some other. Well, it's the go for it that's failed there. It's the 1 in 36. As we then see.
So Amazons 2 turns to score. Can they do it? Oh, running backwards. Oh, you got another Zon over near the touchline over there.
I'll let you give the play-by-play here, my friend.
Yeah, it looks like is that a throw and then a handle? It is. Is it coming? You can do it.
And there we go.
Oh my god!
That early. That's a great play. Win. That's why this one for me was a little bit longer as well, just because I felt I had to kind of include that entire last play there. So yeah, it was very fortunate the Proud Women those babes really helped getting that big KO recovery towards the end, because they would have been in a difficult circumstance. They had almost, at some points half the players on the pitch, but those KO recoveries did manage to come through. We have had some injuries. We'll talk about this in a second. Madonna is leveling up as long as Yoko Ono. So we'll look for those now. Madonna, as we can see, taking stand firm. So that is a Blodge firm blitzer. As we can see, missing from next week, Angelina Jolie, who is a rookie blitzer with a movement bust. Not fired yet, or at least not fired at the point when I took these data points. But yeah, it's got to be a little bit painful to be taking some damage, especially. You really do need that movement with the Amazons, I'd say. Well, what would you do with Jolie here?
Yeah, get rid of her when you've got the money. Yeah, definitely. But it's a lovely Zons team, isn't it? 2 Age 4 players, both with stand firm as well, which is really nice. Both guard. And you got the 2 catchers that are both blood steppers as well. It's nice. I really like it.
Next up, we've got Grim that we'll take a look at. They are. Oh, I told a horrible lie that they were fine, but they're not. Or they had no level ups. They have lost Shari Nanoshis, as we discussed, and they are missing Golden Goose, who is their killer for their next match. So that is something to be aware of. That is a big person to be losing. There's not really any small pestigores they could be losing, unfortunately, on this team, as packed as it is with prime Nurgle rotting skill. So there you go. Yeah, any comments on that in general?
They've got another killer underneath that one, Death's Messenger. But it's nice to have more than one killer on the pitch. Look, well, he's got a few proper killers there, hasn't he? But yeah, you know, they all start taking their toll. He's got a niggle, hasn't he, as well? So
I don't think he picked this up this time. I think it was just an MNG this time.
Good. Those horrible killers with tackle. Who likes them?
So next up was a match you had a chance to watch, I believe.
Yeah, so we got Orcs versus this super Rebel Supremacy. So 2050 Orcs, 1760 High Elves, who take a Wizard, 2 Babes, and they've got a Loner. So they've only got 11 players. So let's see how it goes.
Starting with a kick or throw, as it is with the Elves.
So action-packed beginning to this game. Look at that for a really good throw, but it does bounce out, and it does go into the hands of the Orc. Right, aggressive, too aggressive, not aggressive enough.
Well, this is something we've seen from Supremacy, using those wizards from the Wizard Stadium early. Like this is something we've seen a couple of times now.
Yeah, it's not a Wizard Stadium. He's got it as an inducement. I did edit a little bit out, but where he's dodging and leaping through, just try stopping that, you know, just it was quite safe, I thought.
So well, not at that point, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, uses the reroll, gets away. Excuse me. The Orcs do get it back, but the Elves do get it back off the Orcs, and that is a dodge away from tackle, and that's a good player.
Is that losing a point of agility? Oh, straight back. Okay, yeah, you've got to at that point, I think.
Yeah. But turn 2 using his Apo.
A lot of early stuff, and turn 3 just scoring. That's an early score. That's setting your stall out.
Yeah, so they had the remainder of the half to try to equalise. But they're so quick, and their defence was so good. One thing just happens here, which sort of messes everything up for the High Elves. They try to do a little dodge away here to create the screen, and Lightning, who's awesome player, needs to come back for that second half, and that allows him to surf somebody off and then get the touchdown. So 1-1 at half time is a good result for the Elves, and then the blitz comes. Orcs just not quick enough to make it really good, but they do cause a lot of early pressure in the half for the High Elves. But look at them all stacked over to that one side, and they just easily run around, get the ball. But then the Orcs do manage a little bit of a fight back here, and that guy's going to miss the next game. That's a guard.
Guard
piece,
lineman, I
which
believe. So that's
is
a
gonna
nice
hurt
little
a little
double.
bit.
Oh, I do like that
Yeah, yeah.
sprinting forward to just get tackle zones on the ball. Like, it's tricky with Agi 5, but sometimes with elves, you just got to make them roll dice, right?
Yeah, yeah. And he's getting 2 tackle zones on the ball here. I know he's just failed to go for it, but he gets up and makes the next go for it to make life
And
a little
picks it
bit
up,
harder.
actually. That is.
Mm. But he's in the tackle zone of a strength 4 player. He just easily whacks him off. This high off team is outstanding. I was looking at the stat ups on it the other day. It's just such a crazy team. No wonder they're top of the table at the moment.
Potential surf here, actually.
Can they stay there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, great play coming up.
That'll do it.
Off you go. Yeah. Yeah, he's playing much better than last season, I would say. I think he was too aggressive last season.
I like that. I love that screen as
And
well, actually. That was nice.
And now with his movement, he manages to just leg it off. And then I didn't show the rest of it, but you can see he's got the elves there.
Yeah.
Loner fails.
Looks like he was skidding down his butt on a. Ooh. Makes it.
I think that was just a nothing dodge. Yeah, as I say, I didn't have time to edit it properly.
But we are.
But they do. Yeah, I was going to say they do like sort of hover around at the end here, just screening left and right. Yeah, stalling left and right until eventually they
I think
do score.
turn 15 is probably safe enough against orcs.
Yeah.
But if you can make it go longer, there's no reason not to.
Right, 1-1. So what do you do?
I would. Oh, I see. I'd have scored. That's because I'm a paranoid.
Dangerous.
But it comes off.
Yeah. Risky that, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I suppose you have got another turn after it, and you've got extra rerolls, so I suppose it's not quite as bad. So
yeah. Tower. Okay. Tower's a good player, and he's leveling up. For the orcs,
no level ups, no injuries.
No one missing.
For Rebel Supremacy, Tower is the one that's leveling up. So we will have a quick look at the haikus just to give an overview of where they're going next match. Basically the same as they were coming into it. As always, a nice smattering of skills and abilities.
I got a feeling the Goblin was missing that game, so the Goblin's back for the next game.
So
yeah, I don't remember the Goblin.
Less so for the elves here, or who are missing 2 people next match. Non-key players, but having all those extra loners is going to be a potential issue.
8 stat ups on that team. Mental, isn't it?
Well, and 3 stat downs, it is worth saying, but
true.
But there you go. So yeah, so moving forward, Titan and Tremor out.
What did Tower take? Or hasn't he
Tower? He's got. He already had the Agi up, in which case he is not selected yet, so we are being kept.
Okay.
In suspense.
Probably block. Yeah, probably take block.
I don't know. Oh, he's got dodge. So yeah, maybe. Strong arm, if you have a double, I would have thought. Block, sure hands are both pertinent. Yeah, next up is a match that I had a chance to watch, which was the Imperishable 4 versus the Altdorf Acrobata. Imperishable 4 at 1770, Altdorf at 1480. Imperishable 4 taking +1 fame, and Altdorf Acrobata taking Hemlock as a star player. Right. So here we go. As you can see, the Khemri receiving to start off with. Running towards it, especially when you've got these lower movement kind of players. Having that kickoff return is always useful. But high kick lets you get all the way there. Nice. And, well, you're just a bony man. You can't always pick it up.
Oh, right on the sideline. Oh,
he gets it, and they get back, and they make this kind of central push. Doing a little bit of damage as they go along. just you can kind of see how they're. Oof. And this is Hemlock diving in, a kind of a last-minute ditch attempt to get in the stab on that.
He's going to get fouled, isn't he, in that box there?
Who knows? Not if he gets injured first.
No need to go.
So yeah, just being able to pull that around. Once again, these 4+ rerolls, 75% does not help here, as the Kenry just kind of unfortunately give Kislev an opportunity here to get at the ball carrier with that turnover. Moving.
That was Snake, so nobody would have got away from that.
Oof. Just getting a little bit of attrition, more than you might. The attrition was more equal than you might think. You know my opinions on regeneration, and as we see another reroll of pushes here. But I think that's fair enough. This is the strength 3 catcher, I believe. And once again, that is a fantastic bounce for Kislev there. Alas and alack. That's not good enough. Pro is useful. Saves the day. As they're able to get through. And, as a nice little screen here. But instead, just throwing the ball back. This is the Kenry drive, and no, they were not able to recover it from there. So that was a very nice throw there. It must have been tempting to do it, but just breaking the Kenry drive like that, great. Just holds them off, and we come back in for 11 versus 11 at half time. Kislev themselves, they've had a little bit of unfortunateness here. They are able to get away, but it does cost the reroll as they're able to fall back towards the ball, jumping over and retrieving it, and then they were able to keep it for some degree of time. Unfortunately, this tackle is able to get through and free the ball back up. Still, the Kenry are not in the best position for recovery, unfortunately. You would think, but these Kenry, wow, they've got some legs.
They have, and they've got some agility.
They're able to get all the way out there.
Can the Kislev recover from that? Looks like they can.
No tackle.
Oh, no.
Oh, dear.
Oh, dear.
And just blitzing free. Just doing a little bit of damage on the way.
Goes to score. Is it a go for it?
Just manages to make it all the way across. Going up for 1-0. Ouch, indeed.
Ouch. All that hard work.
It's entirely plausible for the Kislev to score in 2 turns. And they do receive the ball here in a tackle zone. Getting free.
Leaping over. Oh.
Gutted.
Frustrating.
Yeah, Altdorf is very unfortunate. I could have seen Altdorf getting on the in a just world. Altdorf would have been on the table with some points here, but unfortunately they were just, after that fantastic holding play in the first half, they were just a little bit unfortunate in the second, and they end up losing 1-0. In terms of level ups, well, I'll tell you what I should do when I create these things. I should note who's leveled up, so I don't need to double check. And then maybe we can get rid of this thing. We'll see. We can see moving forward. In terms of long-running injuries for Altdorf or anyone, it doesn't really matter that Hemlock has been injured and just some badly hurts. We have had a strength bust on number 14, Tim number 4, the skeleton for TI4. Tim number 4 has already been replaced with Tim number 5. Just keeping on top of there's no number 10. Refill number yes, it's an ordering thing, but yeah, it's replacing when they need to be. It's always good to see. And so yeah, here we see the Kislev team, which I completely got prepped before we started recording and categorically had not accidentally written over with Chorf data. So we can see that the Kislev here are going in full strength for the next match, notwithstanding some existing injuries. As we can see, they're rolling with it, even with some of their 0 SPP rookies. I particularly like Michelle, the kind of stripping, kind of ball hawk with Pro here, being kept after a strength bust. Because it's got that many skills. It's very interesting on a lineman as well.
He's such a good player.
Get some Dauntless on there.
Really is such a good player.
I've seen gut runners with that build.
Even I was going to say even red dice. It's like a 30% chance of getting the ball off.
If you've got strip and wrestle and tackle, then yeah. But yeah, that's a very interesting thing. So I'm just looking at the overall makeup of the team. So next up is a match that you saw, I believe.
Yeah, the sit-down boys, 1470 Pro Elves versus Tasty Tunes, 1670 Underworld. We have a loner and a wizard.
Right, let's have a look.
Right, Lord Fluoride, his super Edge 6 thrower.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, not playing in this game. So let's see how they can get on without their star asset.
Well, they have a few other stars, so we'll see.
Yeah, but like he's something else. I need that. Yeah. This kid caused a few problems right at the beginning. Piling on, taking him out.
Rookie though, so it's going to happen.
Rookie, yeah, but that's 60 grand gone, isn't it? It's annoying. So he's laying down on the floor. They might want to get a foul in on there, even though they haven't got a bribe. But we'll see.
Okay, all do.
Yep.
One crep beyond that. I just love the names.
That's it.
Yeah.
I know, they're good, aren't they? And another nice little leap and a one dice into...
Russell will do it, I think. Russell will do it. Not a bad dodge. Yep. Not a bad dodge. Bounce, sorry. Yeah. Oh, wow. Just getting in there. Is that an 95? Oh, that didn't help, though. Oh, that's the perfect bounce, almost.
Right, so you've got two heads. You've got Stunty, and you've got Mr. Reroll, who's a good player. That's getting Apo, surely.
Yeah, back in. Mr. No Reroll.
Coming back, yeah.
Stunty two heads. Makes it. Not big hand, though, so that was a tricksy roll to pick it up.
Yeah. But they've done enough. And going into the second half, it is now the elf drive, and that's handy, isn't it? Okay, so you've got to get through these players. They've got a full team to get through, and they're down a couple of elves. I think they're down 2 elves. So trying to use tackle to get rid of some of these guys. Oh, this is turn 8.
So I suspect this is.
They're going for
re-rolling away from the pow. Oh, you. Yeah. I know.
He's gone for the one turn.
You've got to for this pushy business. Going into a tackle. Yeah, I suppose it doesn't make a difference, does it? Really? Oof, that is painful. Oh no!
Yeah, it's turn 8, so it doesn't matter.
But it's a bit of a kick in the balls, isn't it?
Yeah. So second half, he was really struggling getting through the Underworld defence. They were conservative in their defence. They weren't going mental and just steaming in and trying to get the ball. He was giving them loads of respect, the Pro Elves, which is the right thing to do. And you see, just the Pro Elves weren't causing any damage, whereas, they're 4 players down. So they've got 7 on the pitch. So we're getting to crunch time. He had the wizard in hand.
Oh, yeah. Crunch time, innit?
So blitz him out of the way and try legging it through. He's getting desperate.
That's desperate, yeah. But...
Yeah. But he's got enough movement and he's got enough men left over to create some kind of screen here and just hopefully be able to score in the next turn. So, does he do anything silly?
It looks like he's setting up to pass that ball to the centre of the cage, which is perfectly... Oh, I would have done that the other way around.
Yeah, no. Why is he stuck there?
That's your safest corner. But you're bringing someone else up. Well, you're not, actually.
No, it cost him. He just left it wide open and it cost him. If it have,
Well, you say that, but it is a
if it
two-head
have
dodge goblin that can
stood where
get
they
through
can,
there. Um,
but he's got the vital assist now, so all he's got to do is just mark everyone up and get everyone in there, and he'll have a 2 dice block. Yeah, I've bit sloppy play there, but he still might be able to recover.
not from a POW. Well, potentially from a POW. Once again,
Bouncing around, so
yeah.
all in one tackle zone. A couple of guys left over.
Can get to it to try and pick
under
up.
what
I'd probably be
can
tempted to just be going around it at that point. But sure hands next to it. Yeah, that's enough to. Just
roll sixes.
It was decent anyway. Had to have been a temptation to. Oh, you can't really chuck it anywhere, can you?
No, not with pro elves. So yeah, just hold on to the ball, and the pro elves have got a couple of turns to try to get the ball back.
And there's some spice. Oop, 1 dice. Oh no, Vlad.
Ouch. Yeah, and he's a good player who's not playing next week. So yeah, that sort of that cost him, and he was obviously feeling the pressure, and I don't know if he actually worked out beforehand what he was actually going to do. I thought he was relying on that last guy to come running into completely.
Yeah, but perhaps
complete the
realised,
cage.
oh, maybe I should. Yeah, well, there's lots of reasons, and I've certainly made worse quote unquote errors than that. Even in the past week, so far be it from me to cast too much shade. But yeah, I do love the passing into the centre of a cage. But I think it was a slight miss kind of judgment on where the weak point of that cage was, unfortunately. But that said, it was a 2-hedge. I think you still could have gotten a similar block just by going through the middle because you've got just that dodging ability with the goblin. It just would have been a bit harder. But yeah.
So yeah, he's lost a couple of players as well. So he's lost Vladimir and he's
probably lost
Beachmaster.
We'll be back.
Yeah, who got the MVP? Obviously,
we're not seeing any any level ups. So,
no, it's no level up.
Cool. So yeah, taking a look at the sit downs, Lord Fluoride is back for next week. Everyone's pretty much back apart from Vlad, who, well, at AV6, it's a wonder he's not out more often.
But that's a big player to lose.
Yeah,
that's his Saka that he's lost. That's a big player
to lose. I don't think we've got anyone new. Is that right? I think Misery Biscuits is there at the bottom. And yeah, just looking through, pretty good strength there. And yeah, next up is the last match that I had a chance to watch, which was the Sabertooth Vag 3.0 versus Umvelt. 1630 for the Elves versus 1220 for the Amazons. That's a big difference. The Amazons taking...
they got beaten up last week big time.
So they've taken Roxana and a Wizard, where the Elves, well, they've got the +1 fame. So let's see how they got on. See, Elves going with the kick, but the Amazons do get a chance to reorient themselves. We don't really see exactly where that was going, but the Amazons then coming through, wrestling down this War Dancer who was, in this kind of position. You notice the Amazons, it's almost like they've been split in two. They've got a lot of people on the other side of the Wood Elves almost, and they've got this kind of cage and screen towards the back. This was some play we saw a decent amount of this game.
Oh, Apo didn't do too well there, did he?
And we see the ball coming through and just kind of clearing up some space. Bang.
So you're saying that's good play by the Amazons?
I wouldn't say it was. It was certainly interesting play. It certainly gave the Elves 2 fronts to go against. I've not seen enough of it to know if it's overall, because it's very difficult. It's risky to get split up as well, right? And as we can see, Elves here do have a lot of movement abilities. This leap able to get through to the other side and breaking through the cage to get a POW on that ball carrier, which just scatter into a vaguely protected place. And we will see how that moves on. Now, both down into a skull, unfortunately. means that they have a little bit more time to try and deal with it than, well, hopefully the Amazons would have liked. That does take us to half-time, though. And so we should come into half-time at 0-0. That's lots of switching play from side to side. And, yeah, well, we'll see what's happening when we move forward. As you can see, Amazons making good use of dodge to just try and get through. Bit of a dodge versus dodge fight as they're able to push back and get some tackle zones on the ball, be able to get through and recover it, but not really able. You can see the Amazons are lacking in people, a slight disadvantage. That's some great dodging.
Some great dodging.
And you can see both in just before that pass was made, the advantages and disadvantages of this kind of like split attack. Because if that hadn't gone well, you're low on players, and some of them completely out of the way. Well, you're in trouble. But it did come off. It's a high-risk, high-reward play, I would say. And the Amazons are able to just get down into that lower corner.
I haven't seen Roxana. So, did she get KO'd or something?
Yeah, she has been KO'd. We're going to see
missed
the
it.
top right there. I think I must have missed that particular KO. This foul comes in.
No.
Gouged eye to miss next game. Just finishing off that war dancer. They are able to get down there. That 2-strength thrower, though, is able to get blitzed away.
Nice.
As we go 1-0 up. It was 6 versus 7 at the 1-0 point, so both teams have beat the ever-loving crap out of each other.
Yeah. Okay, this looks possible for the equaliser.
That was a lovely little... That was great. All they've got to do is dance around. Oof, big diving one. Slammed it down. Yeah, that was a great play. And yeah, looking at the actual things, we saw a few MNGs that we'll go into in a detail. Some deaths, no level ups for the elves, but number 10 and number 14 for Umvelt, who we'll look at now so I don't forget. 10. I think I should have remembered the names because I think there's been some movement. So Naomi and Wendy. Naomi taking a level up, and I think, is that getting an edge up there? That's quite nice.
It is.
Yeah, that's exactly what you
lovely.
want.
It's not quite nice. It's lovely.
And Wendy just going with a standard block there. As we can see, Umvelt missing a rookie and a decent kind of mid-tier Saka there, which is not particularly handy for them at all.
No. But Amazons do well with inducements. I think that was a good draw, and the Wood Elves looks like they, needed to pull something out the hat to get the draw
going over to them. They didn't have any level ups, but they are down a couple of players for that next match. Snide Mike and Elegant August, who are able to just I'm putting these screenshots together. It's just like I'm just looking at this. I'm going, do I need to kind of crop this? Do I need to change the size? And it's like no, there's just not many people there. It's unfortunate.
No, whoever's playing the Wood Elves next is just happy days. And no ball dancers.
It is. Well, we'll be seeing what the kind of TV discrepancy is for that. But there is one more match of this week to discuss first, and that's what you're going to do.
There is. And it is everyone's favourite goblins. So we've got Very Dead Corpses, 1850, and Trusting Gob, 1460. And surprise, he only takes one bribe. He takes Ripper and Fungus and one bribe. So let's see how they get on.
Yeah.
Shocking, isn't it?
Oh, there you go. You're right. Oh, don't intimidate me, Ripper.
So,
okay, I will put you as the thumbnail.
Yeah. So this game, you know how much I'm loving the goblins. I think we all are, and I must say that the Corpses gave this team a lot of respect. So he's just coming in. He's not risking his werewolves. He's facing. What's he facing? He's 2 strength 7 boarding chains, strength 6 Ripper, 2 strength.
Not
5
really a stunty
trolls.
team at that point, are they?
No.
Especially with that Pogo, who was really good.
So yeah, he was just basically screening off. Oh, the poker is outstanding. The trolls are outstanding. This is turn 6, and he eventually commits and puts his
Yeah.
whites around the back to try to get some tackle onto the ball. But it was, you could tell he was scared of losing his werewolves in this game, which could have
Sometimes you've got to make that meta
happened.
choice to maybe consider battles and wars independently.
Yeah, and he's just trying to slow them up, just trying to keep them back, and it was hard. They were just pushing forward like 1 or 2 squares every
And
turn.
running back behind a screen with that wolf,
And
that is good highlight there. That's interesting to see.
yeah, and you see that the Pogoer is Edge 4, he leaps, he's got long legs,
He's just brilliant.
he's brilliant. He scores most of the touchdowns. Yeah. And as I say, I think the corpses give him a little bit too much respect in a way, but they were just trying to pick off the goblins one after one, and some went away, as you can see up there. Lost a couple. So when it come to using the vibes, the goblins decided to get rid of their own ball and chain and give the star player ball and chain. And then for this turn 8, he doesn't put anybody with weapons on the pitch, obviously. Yeah. And this is like a sort of one turn attempt, is it? I know. I think he's just going in for
I think if there's no ghoul kind of there,
on
I don't think you've got your one dice potential or one turn potential. Oh, I suppose actually werewolves might. Yeah, I forgot.
Oh, werewolves,
not undead. Wow, just werewolf doing some damage there. I do like this. I actually really like.
And the
Ooh, I like that it's just like, no, let's just deal with some of these as much as we can.
So pitch evasion cancelled, and right. So if you're the necro, what are you going to do? You're gonna try to score quick and then get rid of the weapons and then try to score again. Or that would have been my sort of idea. I like to use a sidestep there to try to trap the wolf on the sideline. That's clever play, which unfortunately didn't come off.
I like that.
But you see that the wolf was committed up there, and he ended up like screening the wolf off, and he protects his wolves really well.
I think I agree with you. Like, there's only one bribe, and we've got 2 things we could potentially get rid of. I might.
Oh, one of the kickoff events was a bribe, so you had 2 bribes.
I probably would try and stall us out for maybe the 1-1 draw.
I think all the bribes have gone. No, I'm not.
I'll tell you what, one left. Sorry. I wouldn't like to see that. But coming around on me, ghoul.
Yeah, I was just checking.
And a foul on it as well. Yeah.
What was going on there? So, I think he's got to deal with that chainsaw, and the best way of dealing with that is with a crazy wolf.
Yeah, piling on with mighty blow as well, right? So that's like what, +4? Does the chainsaw stack with it? Yeah,
I'm not sure, but either way, it's nasty, isn't it? it must stack with it. Yeah,
so I was surprised to see a stunt to start off with that. Like,
one of the things that makes Keandra so good with the goblins is he's obviously got leveled up pieces and such, but his positioning is just fantastic. He doesn't move the ball and chains around. He's not aggressive with them to the extent of like
he uses them as positioning. You've talked to me about this before. Did we just miss the goblin? And we just missed the pogo getting fouled there as well. So I think that's.
Oh yeah, but
that's critical. I think once you've taken that pogo out of the match, you're a lot free to try and score. You know.
Yeah, because he was keeping the pogo right out the way, and then what he tried doing is as the team moved down, he tried getting the pogo to the other end of the pitch. I love this defense as well. So it's turn 15. You know, he's got to try to stop the Wolves coming in and nicking the ball and scoring. Yeah, the Wolves can easy. But they don't try
they've had to blitz to get there, right?
Their turn 15. Yeah. So he's just
Yeah.
making sure that the goblins can't score back on him, and the ball and chain starts doing his little business here. But yeah, as I say, scary team to play against, goblins, and when you've got great players,
You
you
do,
need to be
yeah.
looking after them.
I take it
Yeah,
there was a score happening at the end there.
I think that's for some reason it's just repeated
Finished
itself,
1-1.
but
Oh,
no, it
okay,
finished
great. So they
1-1.
weren't able to
So
kind of finish off the
yeah,
goblins there.
no. I'm surprised at a 1-1. I would have thought the corpses would have had that, but the goblins just too much to handle. All that strength, and
Yeah,
yeah,
I'll
it
tell
just
you
worked
what,
out really
I'm
well for
not
them.
surprised by a 1-1 draw. as we will see in a little bit of time. So yeah, VDC. Oh, sorry, go on.
I was going to say the troll gets a fourth
It is
skill, so I'm
executioner.
interested to see what he gets for the
So
fourth skill. Yeah, because they
yeah,
like
so
rolling doubles and trolls.
VDC. Yeah, just pretty much moving straight in, full power, moving forward. Just love those werewolves. They're still here. They're still great. Goblins number 4, the executioner. It's looks like a single, so that's guard. That's just good, isn't it?
Okay.
Yeah. Any people that were lost? I'm sure there's lots of rookie goblins that are around. I know we said we were going to be looking more at the state of the teams, but like, is anyone tracking the number of rookie goblins? Who knows? They're goblins. But in terms of key players, yeah, we're still pretty much where we would expect to be. So yeah, sounds like a good match. Should we take a look at the leaderboard at this point? So here we go.
Yeah, and don't forget our characters do hide the bottom of the leaderboard at this point.
Yeah, well, it's the losses and stuff like that. We can still see the points. In terms of, unless you know what, we'll come back in a second because I think that we're going to be not. Yeah, there we go.
Perfect. So Rebel Supremacy doing well. As I pointed out to you during the week, Matt, I had a quick look at our pre-cap, and between us, we picked 3 teams each, and between us, we've got the top 5 teams because we both went for Rebel Supremacy.
Well, that sounds like an accident.
We've actually done something right so far. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to end up that way, but we predicted well at the beginning of the season.
Last time I predicted well, but I think it's also important to say it's still really close.
Actually, you picked the top 3. You picked Supremacy, Corpses, and Warriors of Coney Island.
Yeah, that win really.
So, yeah.
I think I described them as having a bit of a stuttering start, but with that win, that really puts the Warriors of Coney Island back up into contention. And it's worth saying as well that we've got between 1st place and 6th place 3 points.
Wow.
1st place and 9th place 5 points. 2 wins, 6 points. 2 wins takes us all the way down to 10th. There's so much space still in this. That touchdown differential for Supremacy, that's probably going to stay. But in terms of actual raw points, well, I think there's a lot of people still in with a chance there. It's going to be an extremely exciting season. And speaking of seasons, we should probably go over what we expect to see next week. And we've been talking for a bit, so we should probably be a bit quick. Yeah, in terms of me and you, yeah, you're whipping my ass, although we both scored 5 points here. In terms of predictions, yes, I did predict 1-1 for VDC and Trust and Gob. Yes. Yeah, in terms of big scoring rounds, Coach Cool on 5, Mad Frog on 4, J-Can on 2, Brainlord, a big 8 points there, nice one. Hellenic with 5, Kianda, another big 8 points, Barzerk 5, Thurnlow 7, Illogix 5, the Dr. Nick 3. Not a great scoring round for Dr. Nick. We'll see how that affects the table when we get to the side of it. Innovation with 5, Filippo with 2, and we do see the Dr. Nick still at the top with 37 points, but Barzerk having a good week and coming up there. I scrabble my way up from the bottom of the table just about, but we're still seeing, and these things can turn. It's a relatively low-scoring week, but we did have some upsets. That is true. As some people were commenting in the Discord, but yeah, Nick and Barzerk, congratulations! You're both very good at predicting. Innovation up there as well. Kiander as well. Coach Cool. Still very close as well. But, and thank you all for engaging with us. It's probably time that we talk about next week's matches. Week 6, Trusting Gob versus the Warriors of Coney Island.
Oh.
I've gone for 1-1.
Because you're turning into a Goblin fan.
Yeah, sorry, go on.
And I've gone...
You've gone for a Goblin win. I've gone for a 1-1 here, just because Trusting Gob, I think, have had a few 1-1 results that you wouldn't expect. So I'm just gonna, you know what, I'm gonna lean into that.
That's amazing. Warriors of Coney Island are 4th in the league, and neither of us have predicted a win for them. It's amazing.
I've said it before, and I've said it again. Nothing like a Goblin team to keep a division honest. Absolutely. Next, we've got Umvelt versus VDC. I've gone for a 2-1 win for VDC, and you've gone for a 2-1 win for Umvelt.
Yeah, I've been talking to Umvelt, JCan today. I think you need to just go for it with I think attack is the best form of defense sometimes. I think you start taking babes and extra appos, and you're just going to get beaten up all game. I would just say, go for it. Get the wizard. Get Zara. And just beat them balls up, beat that team up, and get your 2-1.
I agree to some extent when you say that sometimes attack is the best form of defense, but I'll go one higher for you. Attack might be the best form of defense, but sometimes the best form of attack is 2 massively hench werewolves. Just going to throw that one out there. So that's why I played that particular call. But I think that's going to be a very interesting match, which I think you've got to do. Then we've got Tasty Tunes versus Sabertooth Vag. I've gone for 1-1 here. I like Tasty Tunes. I think they can dance when they need to. And Sabertooth Vag doesn't have any war dancers. Okay.
And that's why I picked them to lose.
But yeah, I think both teams, both coaches here, I think this is going to be a case of feeling each other out and just kind of both getting through and just getting the 1-1 score. Next, we've got Altdorf Acrobata versus the Sit Down Boys, which I have also gone for 1-1.
All right. Acrobata, haven't they lost their Saka? They have, haven't they? Yeah. So I think that's going to be a big thing. So that's why, that's why I've gone for the 3-1. I think the Pro Elves, when they turn it on...
I love Coach Cool here. That's a great result. I generally don't look... It's at 4-3 to Acrobata. Yay. You're right, Coach Cool. I agree. It's their time. I've not been quite so backing, but yeah, love that, Coach Cool. Excellent. Can I have confidence?
So I think he's trying to say something there. He's going to get the ball and score, and hopefully the Pro L score, and then he scores 2-1 at half time.
That's what he's saying. I think it's going to be something similar, but it's just going to score, and then something weird happens. I think something weird is going to happen in that match. It's going to throw everyone off. That kind of counter score, and it's going to be left as a draw. But that's just me.
Oh, sorry. What have I done? It's the Sit Down Boys that have lost their Saka. I didn't correct you.
I'm glad you corrected yourself. Yeah.
I'm just looking at my notes.
But yeah, I think it's Altdorf's time. I was very impressed with their defensive play, and I think with just a little bit more luck, they'll be able to get on the board. Next up, we've got Supremacy versus Imperishable 4. I've gone for a 2-1 here. I just think they're going to be able to agility around the Khemri. I just think this is the Khemri's secret weapon is they have passing and they have more agility than you would think. I just think Supremacy are just going to be able to they've proven they can deal with the strength disadvantage, and I just think they're just going to be able to just nice and quiet, just get the job done. I've gone for 2-1.
I've got a feeling the Blitzers are going to take out a couple of the elves in this game. and that's why I've gone for 1-0. I think they're going to be too low on numbers to actually be able to do anything themselves.
Grimtail
So we'll
versus
see.
Uruk Haikus. Two big bashing hench teams who are presumably going to be having similar game plans going into it. I just think in that particular fight, I think Grimtail's just got the advantage in what we call in wrestling, we'd call that a hoss fight. Two big hosses just beating the crap out of each other. I just think Grimtail's the bigger hoss in that fight.
Yeah,
Orcs are tough.
Orcs are tough though. They're both going for a 2-1 grind by the looks of it. That's what I would say, and I just got a feeling it's going to fail, and it's going to end up 1-0. I'm going to have a really big point score at the end of this week. I know it. I'm going to leap away from you in the predictions.
And last up, we've got the hat-tricks versus the proud win. 2-1, because tackle's good against Everton's.
Yeah,
I'd love to give you more in-depth analysis than that, but
so
yeah, you know how it be. I've gone for 2-1 just because I do respect the proud women. I think they definitely have the ability to score here, but sometimes you just got to take a look at the kind of typicality of the race matchups. Amazons versus Chaos Dwarves, you've got to give Chaos Dwarves the advantage, because you really would hate if your first ever match in ReBBL was Chaos Dwarves losing to Amazons. That would be terrible.
They are down a blocker, but it's just it's the matchup you don't want when you're Amazons. Even getting a draw is classed as a win. We know that. So a draw at best for the Amazons, but I've gone for the Chorf win like you have. It's the only game we've predicted the same. So yeah, should be interesting. Will you catch up? Will I leap away? Will it just stay the same? We've tied the last couple of weeks, actually, haven't we?
So, I'm looking at the time. We might have run a little bit wrong here. Apologies if that's the case. I'm going to try and cut it down a bit in the editing process. But we're just feeling out as we've changed things a little bit. Thank you again for joining us this week. We're going to have a good match.
Yeah.
We will see you.
That's all from me. That's all, folks.